Hello YouTube, it's Peter Gaming Scotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video I'll be asking the question, does anyone still play The Last of Us Factions in 2020? So without further ado, before we get into the video, let me know your thoughts down below of anything being discussed in today's video. With that being said, let's jump into my first impressions of The Last of Us Factions mode, the multiplayer segment of The Last of Us. Now this game is brilliant. Yes, granted I'm very new and very late to the party with The Last of Us Factions, but as you boot up the game you're given the choice between Hunter and the Firefly journey. Now at first I didn't really know what this all entailed and what it was all about, but you basically have to survive 12 weeks 7 days of in-game time with each journey. Now that does seem like a lot, so every match you play is one in-game day, so it works out to about 84 matches for the Firefly journey and also 84 matches for the Hunter journey. Basically if you survive the 12 weeks 7 days, basically 84 matches, then you obviously win, and obviously something happens at the end which I'm not going to spoil, and you get your gold trophy. Now these are very grindy trophies and took me a good number of days just absolutely sweating this out until I did it, because I wanted to get the platinum for The Last of Us since it came out in 2013 on PS3 and the remastered version on PS4, but I thought nah, I'll just leave it, because I initially tried to jump on The Last of Us way back when there wasn't very many games, but Sony did release The Last of Us as a PS Plus game back in October 2019. Currently really enjoying the game. At the time of recording this video I have now got and earned the 2 gold trophies for completing both journeys. It was a grind and a half, let me tell you, but I did really enjoy it. So basically once you pick your faction, as you play the game you get parts from dead enemies and you just find stuff throughout. You can craft items and heal enemies and do all that sort of stuff to earn more additional parts. So there's a variety of different maps from the single player campaign and a more multiplayer focused thing. So there's 3 main modes: supply raid, there's interrogation and survivors, I think. So the supply raid is like your team deathmatch style mode where each team has 20 lives, and when each of the lives are gone, the first team to kill the enemy team when they've lost all their life basically wins. The second one, survivors, is almost like your search and destroy from like your Call of Duty. Basically each round, as soon as you die, that's you out until the next round until you win. And interrogation is basically like sabotage from Call of Duty, where there's like bombs, not necessarily, or there's like safes instead of bombs at each enemy thing, and you've got to try and go and detonate the safes, get interrogations. So you've got to get a certain number of 5 interrogations before you can find out where the enemy safe is to blow up and explode. It's almost like a demolition type style or sabotage style from like your Call of Duties. They are the 3 modes of The Last of Us Remastered, all of which are really fun and enjoyable, but the supply raid is really good for challenges and things. So as you progress through you get like different events that happen, like you might find a group of new survivors and you have to do a challenge for them in order to get new survivors to join your team, and as you progress through the game you get new survivors that just join your clan anyway. That's another trophy to get 40 random survivors. At first I thought that was going to be 40 real people to join your clan, but no, it's just as you play the game you get people that join your clan, and once you get to 40 you get the trophy for that, which is really cool and exciting. It does take a few games, but yeah, so you back to your challenges. So obviously you get your event, but your main 2 challenges are your 60% population and your 100% population. Now for 60% population you have to do certain challenges to try and limit the amount of deaths basically from your clan. Now for these ones I would just pick random challenges that you know you're not going to get. As long as you play each match and try and do your best, the 60% ones that don't really matter because you're going to only lose 60% of your clan. That's a lot, but the main challenges that you have to focus on is 100% population. Failing these challenges will wipe you out and you've got to start all the way back from the start and you get reset and it's crap. And I got to like week 6, or I think it was week 6, and I got reset and and that just made me really angry and more determined to do it right. So basically what you do is the 100% challenges, you hit 5 of them. So the first one's at week 6, second's at week 8, third is week 10, the fourth one's week 11, and finally the last one's at week 12. Now for these 100% population challenges you pick the easiest challenges that you can do. So for healing enemies you've got to have first aid training 2, I believe, the perk. For crafting items, you need crafter 2, I think, in order to give your crafted items to teammates down. So if you put enough bullets into an enemy, they go down. So you just need maybe a handful of them initially to start off with. Executions are just like kills, so you have got to kill the enemy outright to get the execution or kill. You can revive teammates. There's a whole load of getting downs with certain guns and certain weapons. So it is doable, but once you know what you're doing, it gets a lot easier, and it is really enjoyable, and there's a really good sort of teamwork ethic in The Last of Us. Now, if you've played multiplayers like the Tomb Raider multiplayer and Uncharted multiplayer, you know there's a lot of team elements. It feels very similar, but it's always got a Last of Us spin on it. But there's a really fantastic, dedicated, hardcore fan base of The Last of Us factions. Teamwork is absolutely incredible. I've never felt anything like it. 4 random people coming together, working as a team with no might, bearing in mind, going around the map collectively together, taking out enemies, reviving each other. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend, for a really good team atmosphere, you jump on The Last of Us factions. This video isn't sponsored. I'm really enjoying it. Thoroughly enjoy playing The Last of Us factions, but there is a couple of downsides. One being the DLC weapons. Now, in most multiplayers, you traditionally play the game and lock items with like the in-game currency, whereas this game you have to pay real money for the better weapons in the game, which kind of is crap because all the best players are using all the DLC weapons. Granted, they're only like 79p for the weapons and a couple pound each for all the best perks in the game that you have to buy, which is the downside to this multiplayer. You don't have to buy any of it. I didn't feel the need to spend actual real money on the weapons or the perk that you just unlock normally in other games like Call of Duty. There's Scavenger, which you've got to pay for, and all the other things, which is puts a downer on the experience. I felt as though I didn't need to buy any of the perks or weapons to give me an advantage, because at the end of the day, once you get used to it, it's fine. So anyway guys, that has been my first impressions and review of The Last of Us factions. I absolutely love this game. I will be playing a lot more of it, and I'm currently going for the Platinum Trophy. Wish me luck guys. But anyway guys, let me know down below if you've played The Last of Us factions multiplayer mode. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. But anyway guys, that has been the end of today's video. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PH Gaming Scotland, and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys. Bye bye.